What makes sports so captivating? It's not just the wins or the losses, it's the human spirit. It's the moments that seem impossible, the comebacks that defy all logic and leave us breathless. Today, we're diving into some of the most emotional comeback stories in sports history. These are tales of resilience, belief, and the sheer will to never give up. Let us start with one of the most iconic comebacks ever, the 2005 UEFA Champions League final in Istanbul. Liverpool, one of England's most storied clubs, was facing the formidable AC Milan. By halftime, the dream had turned into a nightmare. Liverpool was down 3-0. The match seemed over. Fans were devastated. In the locker room, manager Rafa Benitez reportedly told his team, "Keep your heads up. If we score one goal, we're back in the game." And that's exactly what happened. In a dizzying 6-minute span, in the second half, Liverpool scored 3 goals. Steven Gerrard, Vladimir Smicer, and Xabi Alonso all found the back of the net. The game went to extra time, and then to a penalty shootout. Goalkeeper Jerzy Dudek became the hero, making crucial saves that secured one of the most improbable victories in football history. It wasn't just a win, it was a miracle. The miracle of Istanbul remains a testament to the idea that no matter how dire the situation, it's never over until the final whistle. Now, let's shift from the pitch to the gridiron. Super Bowl 51 in 2017, the Atlanta Falcons versus the New England Patriots. For 3 quarters, the Falcons dominated. They stormed to a commanding 28-3 lead midway through the third quarter. Commentators were already writing the Patriots' obituary. Tom Brady, the legendary quarterback, seemed to have finally met his match. But if we've learned anything about Brady, it's that you can never count him out. With ice in his veins, he orchestrated a comeback for the ages. Drive after drive, the Patriots clawed their way back. A touchdown here, a 2-point conversion there. With less than a minute left, they tied the game, forcing the first overtime in Super Bowl history. The Patriots won the coin toss, got the ball, and marched down the field. James White ran in for the game-winning touchdown. The final score, 34-28, the Patriots had pulled off the largest comeback in Super Bowl history. It was a masterclass in composure, strategy, and relentless determination, cementing Brady's legacy as arguably the greatest of all time. But comebacks aren't just about a single game. Sometimes, they span an entire career. Let's talk about Tiger Woods. For over a decade, he was the undisputed king of golf. He shattered records, won major after major, and transcended the sport. But then, everything came crashing down. A series of personal scandals, recurring injuries, and multiple back surgeries saw him fall from grace. He dropped out of the top 1,000 in world rankings. Many believed his career was over, his body was broken, and his confidence seemed shattered. He went years without a win, but Tiger never stopped fighting. He underwent a spinal fusion surgery in 2017, a last-ditch effort to save his career. Slowly, painstakingly, he worked his way back. In 2018, he won the Tour Championship, his first victory in 5 years. The roar of the crowd was deafening, but the ultimate redemption came at the 2019 Masters. 11 years after his last major championship win, and against all odds, Tiger Woods won the green jacket. Seeing him hug his children, in the same spot where he had hugged his late father after his first Masters win, was a moment that brought tears to the eyes of millions. It was more than a golf victory, it was a story of a man reclaiming his life and his legacy. From the golf course, we move to the tennis court, and the story of Monica Seles. In the early 90s, Seles was a force of nature. She became the world's #1 ranked player, winning 8 Grand Slam titles before she even turned 20. She was on track to become one of the greatest ever. But in 1993, her life changed in an instant. During a match in Hamburg, a deranged fan ran onto the court and stabbed her in the back. The physical wound healed relatively quickly, but the psychological trauma was immense. She was terrified to return to the court and disappeared from the sport for over 2 years, battling depression and an eating disorder. Many thought she would never play again, but Monica Seles was a fighter. She made her emotional return to tennis in 1995, and in 1996, in a moment of pure triumph, she won the Australian Open. It was her first Grand Slam title since the attack. While she never fully regained the dominant form she had before, her comeback was a powerful victory over fear and adversity. It showed incredible courage and reminded the world of the strength of the human spirit. Let's head to the baseball diamond now for the 2000 American League Championship Series. The Boston Red Sox were facing their arch-rivals, the New York Yankees. The Yankees were a dynasty, and the Red Sox were haunted by the curse of the Bambino, an 86-year championship drought. The series started as a disaster for Boston. They lost the first 3 games, including a brutal 19-8 blowout in Game 3. In the entire history of Major League Baseball, no team had ever come back from a 3-0 series deficit. It was over, except it wasn't. In Game 4, facing elimination, the Red Sox were down by 1 run in the 9th inning against the Yankees' legendary closer, Mariano Rivera. But they rallied to tie the game and won it in the 12th inning. Then they won Game 5, also in extra innings. Then, in Game 6, pitcher Curt Schilling took the mound with a torn tendon in his ankle, his white sock famously soaked in blood. He pitched a heroic game, and the Red Sox won. They had done the impossible, forced a Game 7, and in that final game, they dominated the Yankees in their own stadium, winning the series. They went on to sweep the World Series, breaking the 86-year curse. It was a comeback that transcended sports, a story of hope and redemption for an entire city. Finally, let us talk about a story of personal triumph that inspired millions, the comeback of Niki Lauda in Formula One. In 1976, Lauda was the reigning world champion and leading the current season's standings. But during the German Grand Prix at the notoriously dangerous Nürburgring, he crashed his Ferrari. The car burst into flames, and he was trapped in the wreckage. He suffered severe burns to his head and inhaled toxic hot gases that damaged his lungs. He was given the last rites in the hospital. His survival was a miracle in itself. But what happened next was even more unbelievable. Just 6 weeks 42 days after his near-fatal accident, Niki Lauda was back in his race car. Bandaged, in excruciating pain, and permanently scarred, he finished 4th at the Italian Grand Prix. It was one of the bravest acts in sports history. He narrowly lost the championship that year, but came back to win it again in 1977 and a third time in 1984. Lauda's story is the ultimate example of courage, of staring death in the face and refusing to back down. These stories are more than just about sports, they are about life. They teach us that even when we're down 3-0 at halftime, when we're trailing 28-3, when our bodies and spirits feel broken, there is always a chance. There is always hope. These athletes show us that the biggest victories are often not the ones on the scoreboard, but the ones we win against ourselves and against the odds. What's your favorite sports comeback story? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what moments inspired you. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you next time.